Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does anybody have a question from the previous class? Nope. Okay. So let us continue with linear regression. In multiple with multiple features. Okay. In the previous couple of classes, we had talked about linear regression with just one feature. Okay. But if we had multiple features, then what would happen? How would the procedure be different? Let us say you have two inputs, x1 and x2, and your output is y. How will this, and let us say that the relation is linear. Okay. How will the procedure be different? So what will your fx be? fx क्या होगा? Where x, I don't know how to denote vectors. What do we use for vectors? Let us use this. Okay. This is not a directional vector. Okay, please understand that this is just x. So x, this is x1 and x2. Okay, books have the advantage that you can use a bold font to write vectors. Okay, we'll use uh, the vector, the arrow on top. Okay, for vector. Although I have not seen this notation anywhere else, so please uh, do not blame me that I'm using this. Okay, this is just to because I do not have the facility for writing the bold letter over here, so I'm just using this. Okay, what does this mean? Here it's a function of two
X1 and
variables,
X2.
x1 and x2. Okay. So what is the function that estimates or predicts the relation between x1, x2, and y? I'm saying that it's a linear function. So what would that look like? It will be w0.
X1.
Okay. Yeah, Medha, are you saying something?
So W0 plus W1 X1 plus W2 X2.
Yeah, w1 x1 plus w2 x2. Okay. And if you were to do the mean square error and all those things, what will the mean square error look like? If you have multiple observations, okay, multiple observations for x1, x2, and y, what are you going to do if you were to do mean square calculation? So your error function is going to be sigma I is equal to 1 to n fx minus yi. Okay, fxi minus yi, isn't it? F xi minus yi squared 1 over n, isn't it? Is that all right? ठीक
Yes,
है ये?
sir.
Okay, so this is your error function or the loss function, or this can also be written as E is equal to 1 over n sigma I is equal to 1 to n and what w0 plus w1 x1 plus w2 x2 minus, sorry, I. कैसे करें? Or maybe I can write an I here. Minus yi squared. ठीक है? So what is x1i, x2i, yi? What are those? Where do I get those from?
From our data constant.
Sure.
So,
Means they're constant for this particular problem, but where do I get them from? That was my question. Tanya, where do we get this from?
Sir, I also agree with her.
Huh?
We get it. I also agree with her. We get it from the data.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, she said data? I don't know.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, because again, my speakers are causing problem. Okay. Anyway, so this is, you're getting this from the data. We already have that. Okay. So what can what can we change? We've already fixed our model. Our model has been fixed as linear. Okay, so that cannot be changed now. So the only thing that can be changed is the weights w0, w1, and w2. Okay, and we want to minimize this error function. So this is exactly the same problem that we had for a single variable linear regression, but instead of two parameters w0 and w1, we have three parameters now: w0, w1, and w2. Okay, so now what are you going to do if you want to minimize this? You'll take derivatives with respect to w0, w1, and w2. Okay, what will be the derivative with respect to w0?
Twice of
Again, two times this. Okay, and w1 will be two times this times
one.
x1i. Okay, and sum of all those, and similarly with respect to w2 will be two times this multiplied by x2i. Okay, exactly the same as we had in a single variable linear regression. Okay, so that is not the goal here. Okay, I did not do this whole thing just to show that you can obviously you can extend this to multiple variables or multiple features. Okay, but that is not the primary goal. Let me show you what my goal in introducing this particular thing was. Let us say you have a set of x and y. Okay, a single variable x and y. Okay, and my observations are okay. My various observations look something like this. If I were to plot them, they look like this. Can anybody guess what is the most probable shape for this? If you had to fit uh, a curve through this, what will be the shape of that curve?
Parabola.
Again, I couldn't hear either of you. There were two people who said something.
Parabola.
Parabola. Okay. Yeah. So the most probable shape is going to be a parabola. Okay. And we all know how many degree polynomial is required to represent a parabola. How many degrees of my polynomial do we require? If I were to do it using polynomial regression, okay, we can call this linear regression can be extended to something called as polynomial regression. Okay, let us, how many degrees of polynomial do we require to represent this?
2 degree.
2 degree. Okay, so but the beauty of this technique is that we can use linear regression to even represent this. Okay, let us see how we can do that. What do I do? Let us say I define we know for this problem that we'll require, so the function fx in this case is going to look something like a x square or plus bx plus c. This is how it is going to look like, the function that represents this particular that fits this data. Okay, it will look something like this. Now let us say that, let me make a slight change. Let us call this as w2, w1 and w0. Okay, and let me change a couple more things. Let me call x as x1, okay, and let me call x squared as x2. Does it as long as I understand what x1 and x2 are, does it make a difference if I do that?
No, sir. So, but x1 and x2 are two different.
What?
So x1 and x2 there we have defined as different feature. Is it different from the equation we previously defined? Or are we making same thing?
Does not matter. Does it matter? Means, is it wrong to call this as x2?
No, sir.
We can call it, no, because x2
Yes,
was here x2 and x1 were arbitrary. The only thing was that we were saying that there might be a linear relation between y, x1 and x2. That's all. Okay, but x1 and x2 were independent of each other, no?
Yes, sir.
So if I make them dependent, does it make a difference? It does not make a difference. No, it is not violating any of the requirements that were put over here. Okay, so if where am I? So now I can write my function as fx here. Please understand that I have again converted from x to x vector. Okay, is equal to w2 x2 plus w1 x1 plus w0. Okay, and now my previously I had a set of data. Okay, what was my data? Let us call this as x and y. Okay, 0 0 minus 1 1 1 1 minus 2 4 2 4, something like this. Okay, that was what your data was. Okay, you had x and you had y given to you. Now you have transformed your data. Okay, you have transformed your data into new values. Okay, what are those new values? New values क्या है?
X
बताओ.
square.
हाँ?
So x square.
So new values are, so instead of x and y, now you have x1, x2 and y. Okay, so this is your new problem that you have to solve. Okay, what is the new problem? So x1 is 0, x2 is 0, y is 0. x1 is minus 1, x2 is 1, y is 1. x1 is 1, x2 is 1, y is 1. If x1 is minus 2, x2 is going to be
4.
4 and y is 4. Okay, and finally the last point that I have written down here is 2, 4 and 4. ठीक है. Now for this particular problem, can you see a linear relation between x2 and y?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so almost any problem which even which may have a complex function inbuilt into it, we can modify the input features in some manner so that it sort of becomes a linear function. It is possible only for some simple applications, not everywhere this is not possible, but in many cases you can do that. You can modify your features. Okay, you can transform your features so that you could go from a single variable. So your original problem was relationship between one variable and the input variable x and the output variable y. I have modified my input variable into two variables. Okay, x1 and x2. Okay, and now I am trying to see the relation between x1, x2 and y. Okay, if this were to work properly, okay, if I were to do this properly, what do you expect is going to happen? जो मैंने इधर describe किया है, if I were to implement this properly, trying to minimize my error function, what do you expect your W0, W1 and W2 to be after doing the minimization? Aditya? Nope. Dipanshu?
Sir, they will reach their optimal values.
What do you think is the optimal value going to be in this case? Yashwardhan? Vaishnavi?
So for the graph that you draw, you are asking for that graph.
Huh?
Are you asking for that graph that you plotted there?
No, the data I have written down here. What will be the value of W0, W1 and W2 if this algorithm works properly based on this data? Medha?
So W0 is 0
Okay.
and W1 can be minus 1.
Sure.
Sorry, W2 must be minus 1. So
See here. What is the value of y?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir W2 1 और बाकी दोनों 0.
Yes. So see, look at this. Y is exactly the same as x2. Okay. And based on this graph, it should be the case also. Okay. What is your x-intercept for this particular plot? X and y, it is passing through the origin, so that is one issue. So if it passes through the origin, what happens to this? This will become 0, isn't it? If it passes through the origin, y is also 0, x is equal to 0, so this should be 0. Okay, so this is gone. And what else? It is symmetric across the y-axis.
y-axis.
ठीक है ना? It is symmetric across the y-axis, so W1 will also be 0. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if W1 were not 0, then it would not be symmetric across the y-axis. It will be something like this. Means it will have some tilt to either side. Okay. So good, Tanya. Thank you. So this is just one kind of transform, okay, where we have done what? We have included a quadratic function and we have applied linear regression to find the solution, okay, pretty magical, okay. We can also do, so we are not limited to now, are we limited to using 2 degrees polynomial? We can use multiple, you can use 5-degree polynomial, nothing is stopping us. But we might, so let us look at our previous data. I'm going to erase this.
Hello, sir.
So our previous data, the horsepower data looked something like this. Okay.
सर इसमें y का वैल्यू मतलब किस टाइप से डिसाइड किए हैं?
तो y का वैल्यू किससे डिसाइड किया है? ये तो दिया
हाँ,
हुआ है
y
हमें,
मतलब x
दिया हुआ
स्क्वायर का।
दिया हुआ है हमें. The value of x and y is given to me.
ओके सर।
Okay, I'm trying to fit what the value of means what curve will fit this particular data x and y. Okay, that is what I'm trying to find out.
ओके सर।
Okay, so what I have done is that I have tried, because I looked at the data and I found that linear is not going to fit it. Okay, so what I tried fitting it using a quadratic function. Okay, and I see that quadratic function is fitting it very well, so we'll assume that our true relationship is quadratic. Okay, is that all right?
यस सर।
Okay, so now let us look at this data. This was the horsepower, kilometer per mileage versus engine power, horsepower. Okay, so we had fit this data using a linear regression, linear model. Means nothing is stopping us from fitting something of a higher order. Okay, we could fit using a 4-degree, let us call that as W4 x square plus x4 plus W3 x cube plus W2 x square plus W1x plus, so this is y and this is x plus W0. Okay, using the exact same technique that we did here, we converted. So after we are done the processing of my features, okay, after I have done transforming my features, how many features do I have initially have? How many features do I have here initially? कितने features हैं हमारे पास?
4.
One feature. Okay, and we are trying to fit a 4-degree polynomial to it, to this particular data set. Okay, so I convert from one feature to how many features? 1, 2, 3, 4. So after we are done with the feature processing, my data set is going to look something a little bit different. Let me erase all of this. So how many, so your data set will now be transformed into, previously we had 2 columns in my data set, now my data set will have w, not w, x1, x2, x3, x4 and y. Okay, what is x1 in this particular table? What is this going to be? x1 क्या होगा? It will be x. What will be x2? It will be x squared. What will be x3? X cube. And what will be x4? X to the power 4. Okay, again we can apply the same linear regression technique that we did here. Okay, and we can fit it. Anybody has a doubt in that? So how many derivatives will we calculate? How many derivatives will we have now?
4.
5.
5. One
Yeah.
corresponding to each of the weights. Okay. So we have 5 weights, W0 to W4. So we'll have 5 derivatives. Okay. So the only requirement for applying linear regression has nothing to do with the linearity of your features. Okay. The features may be linear or non-linear. You can convert all of them to linear. That is not a problem. Okay. The thing that you require for applying linear regression is that for applying linear regression, the only thing that you require is that your weights should be linear. Okay, the power of the weights should be only 1. Okay, that is the only requirement. Other than that, x may have any power. X, not only power, it can be exponential function or anything. Okay, it does not really matter. Although it becomes very complicated to get exponential functions to converge, that is another issue. But you can apply this. Okay, you can have this x can be a log function, log x. It does not really matter. You can convert all those features into new features. Okay, you can transform those features. Now, does anybody have a question now? So you'll have 5 derivatives. You can minimize using those 5 derivatives. You can minimize your error function. Okay. So now the question becomes: is it wise to do this? What is going to happen? What do you? Let me ask you. So if this is your training data set. How many observations do you have in your training data set? How many observations do we have here?
2.
2? No? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 observations, no?
Okay, I mean, yeah.
4 observations. Okay. And we have how many? Let me make one more observation. Okay, it might make my life a little easier. Let me make another extra. We have another observation over here. Okay, so we have 5 observations. And how many variables do we have that we are trying to solve for? How many variables do we have?
5.
5. Okay. So what do you expect if you were to calculate the values of W0 and try to minimize your error function, what do you expect your minimized error function to be? You did a calculation, no, for a mean squared error in the assignment, in the homework assignment. You did that. You remember? It was Dipankar. Was it a non-zero value or it was a 0 value?
Non-zero.
Non-zero. What do you expect in this case? What do you expect? That if we were to apply, if we were to try to fit a 4-degree polynomial function to this particular data set, what do you expect?
It will get closer to 0 as compared to a linear function, I think.
Yeah. So a linear function, let me draw the linear function. Okay. Okay. So it had this error, plus this error, plus this error, plus this, plus this. Okay. You could not, even if you change the linear function in any possible way, you could not go lower than that. Okay. This was your linear function. Now, if I were to try to fit this polynomial, I don't know how 4-degree polynomial looks like, but let us say that it looks something like this. Let us say that this pink colored is your, so this is your 4-degree. So degree 4, and the degree of the orange curve is is 1. So I'm telling you that so the MSE degree and the mean squared error for 1 the mean squared error is, let us say, some value, okay, 100. Okay, I'm just making it up. Okay, and for degree 4 it is 0.001. Asha, which of these would we prefer?
I think so first one because
Huh?
I think so first one.
Why?
Actually, sir, with degree 4, we are fitting with very accuracy, and I think in the general scenario, it's not possible to measure with this accuracy.
Mm, okay, anybody else wants to crack? Take a crack?
We would take the degree 4 one
We'll take
because
the degree
it is,
4 one.
yeah, because it
Okay,
is more accurate.
it is more accurate. Divankar says that we'll take degree 4. Okay, let us pause for a couple of minutes and let us see what other people have to say. Mitanshu, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you think? Which of these two will we choose? So let me write down the names. Uh, this is Asha, and this is who said this? Dipankar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mitanshu, what do you say?
So 4 degree one.
Okay. Mitanshu says
Because
the
it
same.
is more.
Oh, why? You said something I did not hear. Why?
Sir, because error will be so much less than compared to the degree one.
Okay. Uh,
Sir, but if we had to look at only these data points, then we would prefer degree 4 one. But as we see that the data
hold
is
on.
like
Hold on.
modeling
Hold
the,
on. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. I got your point. Let me ask somebody else. Dipanshu, what do you think?
Sir, degree 4.
Degree 4. The same reason as others?
Yes. But sir, you said we have locked our choice as linear regression. So,
Yeah?
sir, you said that we have locked our model as linear regression. Right?
We are? समझ में नहीं
Sir,
आ रहा
we
थोड़ा.
have सर मतलब आप कह रहे थे ना स्टार्टिंग में कि लीनियर रिग्रेशन हमने मतलब मॉडल चूज कर लिया है
हाँ.
तो अब डिग्री 4 लेंगे तो सर वो मतलब स्क्विगल टाइप हो जाएगा ना मतलब लीनियर का
नहीं नहीं. अब तो हमने दूसरा मॉडल चूज कर लिया है ना. अब ये फिक्स हो गया. वो तो हमारे हाथ में था ना. नहीं आया समझ में.
ओके सर ओके
मतलब ये थोड़ी है कि जिंदगी भर नहीं बदल सकते. उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए चूज कर लिया हमने. दोबारा दोबारा कर सकते हैं उसको दूसरे तरीके से. ठीक है. बिपुल, व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
4, sir.
हाँ, 4. Same
Degree 4.
reason.
Yes.
Okay. Yashvardhan. Vaishnavi.
So we can choose the one with degree 1
Degree 1. Why?
because we do not have to make so many calculations there, and
Oh,
it still gives us the
reasonable answer.
approximate idea.
Okay, that's a interesting way of thinking about it. But let us say we had full freedom. We have very fast GPU, and there is no shortage of NVIDIA GPUs. Okay, let us say we have that facility. Computation is not a problem. Okay, let us say that. In that case, which one would you prefer?
But sir, still with only 5 observations, we cannot say that this is the exact graph that we'll get. It may
Okay.
happen that with as the number of observations increases,
the one we are saying that the error is 0.001, but maybe the error will increase if we fix to that only.
Okay, great. Anyway, okay. One final, Tanya, what do you think?
Sir, degree 4.
Degree 4. Same reason as the other people who chose degree 4?
Sir, also I think that the next value, because this curve is almost passing through the point, so the next value which will come, will also almost pass through that point. That is, the error will be very less. So that's
Okay.
why 4.
Okay. Yeah. So Tanya. Okay. Yes, Dipanshu, you were saying something. I stopped. This is not Dipanshu, Dipankar.
Yes, I was saying that if we get more data points, like if we plot like 200 more data points,
Yeah.
then we will have a better idea that what should we take rather than just these 5 data points. If those model linear curve, then we would take the 1 degree one, and if it models that 4 degree one, then we will take the fourth one.
Forget about what we are doing here. But if I were to ask you, if I were to give you these 5 points and ask you to plot a curve, fit a curve through these, which logically, if I were to ask you, which of these two would you choose, with the pink one or the orange one? Most
Only for
cases.
these 5 points.
Yeah, only 5 points are given to you.
Then we will choose with degree 4.
Degree 4. No, forget about machine learning. I'm just talking about, let us say, ever you are doing something in your company, okay, and you're trying to you get some data like this, and you're trying to make some kind of trying to find a relation between y and x. Okay, forget about machine learning. I assume that you're not doing a machine learning course. Okay, what would you choose? Means what kind of line would you draw? If you were to try to interpret the relation between y and x. Again, let me draw this again. This is how you have some kind of relationship. Okay, if you were to try to find a relationship between y and x, what kind of line would you draw, or what kind of curve would you draw?
Linear straight line.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Most of the times, I don't think any of almost anybody I don't know who would draw a line that looks like the pink line. Okay. So, if the number of points is so small, what is the goal? What is the end goal? I think a couple of people have covered this already, but let us specify in context of machine learning, what is the end goal of machine learning? End goal of fitting any model here.
For machine to predict the data.
We have to predict the data that we have not seen before. Okay. If we were to fit this 4 degree polynomial into these 5 data points, then what are we doing?
Overfitting.
We are trying to, yeah, this particular phenomena is called as overfitting. That is good. Okay. I think I have mentioned it in the first class, but in any case, so we are overfitting the data. Okay. It is not able to do something called as generalization. Okay. What is generalization? That your model should be able to predict correctly any data that it has not seen before. What are we doing here? In this case, we are not even thinking about that there might be a data point which might be what? We are not even when we are doing here. We are not even we are trying to fit it as well as possible. Okay, but we are not thinking about that we are going to see a data point in the future that may not be because of this. So let us so if you know what I did with the x and y data points that I gave you, okay, I gave you what मैंने क्या किया था? There was a problem that I gave, you know. I had x and y. Okay, it was some line. Okay, I gave you a line. Okay, and what did I do? I added some random noise to it. Okay, I added some random noise to it. Okay, this is how it looked like. Okay, these were the points that were given to you, but the real relation was this straight line. Okay, the real relation was this straight line, and I added some noise to it. Okay, similarly, let us say this orange line is the real relationship. Okay, this orange line is the real relationship, and there is some noise, okay, due to various environmental factors which is causing these data points to move away from this real orange line. Okay, so what is this doing? What is the red or the pink curve doing? What is it doing? It is not trying to find what? The underlying relationship between x and y. What is it doing? It is fitting also not only on the underlying relationship, but also on the what?
Noise.
Noise. Okay, it is following the noise too closely. Okay, it is following the noise too closely, which may have no meaning at all, and in this case it doesn't. Okay, that noise has no meaning at all. Okay, so we do not want. So one way to avoid overfitting. Okay, so if you so the best now let me do one more thing. Let me explain.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
सर पर ये तो डेटा पे डिपेंड करेगा कि बाकी पॉइंट्स क्या कर रहे हैं, कहाँ पे आ रहे हैं,
हाँ,
राइट?
yeah.
But sir, so far we only
Yeah.
have 5 points.
Yeah, so
And-
that is why we have to make an intelligent choice about the model to choose, so that because our goal is what? We have very limited data. Okay, we cannot increase the data. Okay, let us say we are in a whatever the possibility of data collection is not there. Okay, you cannot collect any more data. Then if you have only 5 points, then choosing a 5 or a 4-degree polynomial is a very what? What do you think? Using a 4-degree polynomial to fit 5 data points is a very
tedious
Complicated.
job.
huh? Complicated. No, it's not complicated. It's very easy. You'll get a perfect solution.
A noisy solution.
It's a bad choice, okay, because you're always going to get an overfitted data, okay, overfitted curve, okay, because please understand that your number of data points should be much higher than the degree of polynomial that you are going to use to fit your data. If you don't do that, then most likely you're going to get an overfitted value. Okay, so if you had only 5 data points, linear or even quadratic is pushing it too far. Okay, linear might be the only choice that you might, if you have only so many data points. Okay.
But sir, suppose in the future we get the data points that are fitting into the 4-degree polynomial curve.
Okay.
So then our linear solution will be a bad choice then.
Yeah, but we cannot make that determination using these 5 data points, that what my future point might be. But it is very likely that means whatever we know about this world, okay, that in 99 or maybe 99.99% of the times, if you have these 5 data points, and they look something like this, then the orange curve is going to be a better fit than the pink curve of what we know about this world. Okay, you can try doing it. That is your next assignment. I'll send it to you by today or tomorrow. Okay, so where we will try to see. Obviously, the data points that I'm going to give you are going to fit a linear solution better, but you can choose any arbitrary situation and see. Okay. Obviously, it is not very what? Again, I gave you a an insight into why this is a bad choice, because it is trying to follow the noise too closely. Okay, noise is always there in every system. Okay, when your degree of polynomial, your degree or degree of your freedom is of the order of the number of data points, then you are almost unlimitedly free to change your any of your parameters. Okay, so you do not want that, because then it is going to follow the noise completely. Okay, so let me okay, let me. There was some philosopher, Occam's razor, okay, who proposed that the simplest solution is often the best solution. Okay, so again, I'm not really answering your point. I tried doing it in many ways, but I don't know. Maybe you're getting something, or no, not at all. Why this is bad choice? Tanya,
Sir, honestly, मैं तो confused हो गई हूँ.
किस चीज में?
Sir, like on one hand, what you're saying about the linear line, the straight line, it does make sense. But
Yeah.
then on the other hand, like the 4
Okay.
degree polynomial curve.
Let me hold on a minute. Let me do something else. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so if I give you 5 data points, okay, if I let me try to propose in a different manner. If I give you 5 data points and I give you another 5 data points, do you think if the model is representing the underlying cause in underlying relationship between x and y, do you think both those should give a similar value, similar plots? Do you agree or no? Similar curves. Let us say I have 2 graphs, okay, 2 data sets. Okay, so okay, that is how it looks like. Okay, originally I had 10 observations. Out of those 10 observations, I divided them into 2 parts. Okay, this part and this part 1 and part 2. Okay, if my model is good, then what should happen in both these cases? I could not hear. Again, my speaker. Speak again. Tanya, please speak again. Same thing.
Sir, it will find a curve that has a minimum error for both.
Minimum error for both. But that is not the goal. What is the goal? The goal is to find a relationship between x and y. So what should happen in both the cases?
Mean square error should be comparable in both the cases.
अगर हमारा मॉडल या हमारी मेथडोलॉजी अच्छी है तो क्या होना चाहिए वो दोनों केसेस में? सेम मॉडल आना चाहिए, isn't it? Tanya, do you agree or no?
हाँ sir, yes, yes.
सेम मॉडल आना चाहिए, सेम इक्वेशन आनी चाहिए दोनों केस में, ऑलमोस्ट सेम आनी चाहिए. सेम तो नहीं आएगी कभी भी, लेकिन ऑलमोस्ट सेम आनी चाहिए. Do you agree with that?
Sir. Yes. Sir.
Okay, if I were to put a 4 degree polynomial, what will it look like? Something like that. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but you can do that as your homework exercise. What do you think in this case? Do you think that it is going to be the same or it is going to be different? I don't know. I mean, I'm just drawing those. But what do you expect both these cases to give you?
They will be very different.
Very, very different. Okay. But if I were to draw a line through either of them, what is going to happen?
So a straight line would be kind of same, almost same.
Yeah. So again, your model should be, again, I'm just giving you various evidences to show that the straight line for if you have only 5 data points, using a straight line is obviously going to be a better choice than using a 4 degree polynomial. That is all I'm trying to say here. Okay. Almost always. 99.9% cases. If you have only these 5 data points, that is my point. Okay, but if you have 100 data points, okay, now if I could expand this, we are going to continue. If you want to leave, that is fine, but we are going to continue for another maybe an hour or half an hour, I don't know. Depends on how much stamina I have of speaking. Okay, so if you had this many data points, okay, if you had this many data points, then what happens in this case? Using a straight line, can you fit a straight line through this? Is this a reasonable straight line? And I did not draw it straight, but okay, a straight line fits quite well. If I were to try to fit this 4-degree polynomial, what is going to happen in this case? Here, number of data points, I have drawn maybe around 20 points, but let us say we have 100 points. What do you expect?
The equation will be taken.
Huh? Vaishnavi, what are you saying?
4-degree equation will be very complex to fit all that points.
No, we can fit it. It's not a problem. It's not too complicated. Okay, computers can easily do it.
Sir, I think it would go through more number of points.
It will go through more number of points, but
it will give less error.
Let me draw the pink curve. Okay.
Sir, हमारी class है.
हमारी class है?
हाँ sir.
कौन सी?
Sir, 391 technical communication business sir.
Okay. Again, if I were to draw, okay, I'll leave you in a couple of minutes. If we were to we have 100 points, okay, then your 4-degree polynomial is also going to bend to the wishes of those 100 points. Okay, previously it was left free to do whatever it wanted. Okay, but now since the number of variables was 5, the number of points was 5, so it had a lot of freedom. But in this case, the 4-degree polynomial does not have as much freedom, okay, to make those. So you will see that if the inherent relationship between the x and y is linear, then even if you use a 4-degree polynomial, what is going to happen? After doing all the calculations, what are you going to be left behind with? Any idea? If it is truly linear, what are you going to be left behind with, as long as you have sufficient data to fit those points? What will be the value of W4, W3, W2? Mera, you said something. Huh?
Almost 0.
Almost 0. Okay, these will be almost 0. Okay. So you can give your system freedom, okay, when you have lots and lots of data, okay, then you can allow it to be as free as possible. But if you have small amount of data, that's where you have to start applying your brain. Okay, how much freedom should I give to my model? Okay, what model should I choose? That becomes really, really important when the amount of data, the training data that you have is available is small. Okay, so we'll continue from here in the next class. Okay, bye bye. If anybody has a question, I'll answer that. If anybody has any if you don't have a class and if you want to ask any other question regarding assignment or anything, I can answer that as well. Nope. No questions? Okay then. Bye bye. See you on Friday.